Hello, this is Zach with Carolina Terrain. Today I'm going to be showing you how to program and control this specific orbit timer for your temporary irrigation or drip line installed at your residence. First off and foremost, there is a battery pack on the side here. As you see, it just slides out and takes two AA batteries. More than likely, the system will already be programmed when it is installed at your residence, if we are doing plant additions or any kind of sod, and you really will not have to do anything, but this is for your knowledge on how to run the system if you ever want to use it manually or reprogram it to your liking. So obviously this dial here rotates and it has multiple different functions on it, and we will go through one by one. So when your programmer is installed and once it's programmed, you will always leave it on this auto section here to leave it running, and it will follow the program that is entered. So now when you first receive it, if you want to change the clock, if something happens, the batteries die and you have to replace it, this is going to basically deprogram, so you will have to reprogram it again. So you set the clock to the specific time that it is, and you go to set the day. So you put the day of the week that it is currently. It's pretty simple, and this is where some stuff gets a little different. So you see here there's an A, B, and C cycle. So these cycles are within 24 hours of each other, so these cycles will run in one day, meaning that there can be 3 different cycles throughout the day, starting at multiple different times. So if we have one programmed to 5 a.m., this is going to automatically turn on and run the irrigation at 5 a.m. If you want to run a second cycle the same day, you click over here and go over to cycle B, and you adjust the time accordingly to AM, PM, however many hours you want apart. And the same thing is for a third cycle in one day. You will hit this arrow button here and go over to cycle C and program the specific time that you are wanted. And you do not need to hit enter or anything. Once you select these times, they automatically save, and to clear them, you hit this clear button. If you don't want to run a cycle at all, then you would hit that clear button, and as you see, there's no time on the screen and there's not a rectangle around the letter C, meaning that this cycle is not on or programmed. Same thing. So if you only want one cycle per day, you'd have to delete this second cycle. You would just come over and hit clear. So now we will go as if we have one cycle programmed at 5 a.m. in the morning. So now it's going to ask you to adjust your runtime. So you rotate over to runtime here, and as you see, you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 stations. So if you look at the back of this, this is where you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, as you see. Now you're probably wondering, what are these plugs for? So this right here is the actual manifold that the clock mounts to here, and these are called solenoids here. So once this timer is programmed, you will plug these solenoids in to the specific zone that you're wanting to program at that specific time. And then the solenoids react to the programming on the timer and turn a ball valve on and off accordingly. So once this is all set up and you have your runtime set, for hypothetical use, we'll use 30 minutes. So that's only for station 1. So hypothetically speaking, if this was station 1, this was going to run for 30 minutes at the start time, which was 5 a.m. So this is going to run until 5:30. And if you had a second station on this specific program, this cycle will run through all 4 zones, all 4 stations, if you have a runtime programmed, if that makes sense. So we have a station 1, which is programmed at 30 minutes. So if I need more coverage, this is why you would have to use all 4 different stations. So this zone 2, station 2, I'll program that for 10 minutes. So this is going to run for 10 minutes, and so on and so forth. So if we program station 3, station 4, that would follow after each station and run accordingly to the program that you have set, and it automatically comes on and off. There's no reason you have to go out and control the water. The water spigot is on 24/7, and if these valves are in line with the manifold, that means they are open. So right now we usually leave one open for homeowners to connect their hoses if they need to, fill up the water bowl or whatever, use the hose for whatever they need. All they have to do is connect the hose here and turn this valve up, and once this valve is up, the ball valve opens and the water is released, so you're able to use that as you need. So the how often. So here is asking you how many times a week do you want to run this specific program. So as you can see, we have Sunday, which is blinking. So if you wanted to run it on Sunday, you would have to hit this enter button in the center, and once the rectangle is popped up around the letter, which represents the day of the week, it is programmed to run that day on the cycle that you have already set. So if you want to run it Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, you would go over and just click on the specific days that you need to run it on. And once there's a rectangle around the letter, it is programmed to run that specific day. If you want to run it every single day, you click every single letter. If you want to stop running, if it's already programmed to run the whole entire every single day, and you want to stop running it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you would go to that specific letter again and hit the clear button. And once the square, is deleted around the letter, that means it is not going to run that specific day. So that is the programming and setup on this specific orbit timer. And once you rotate it to off and go back to auto, as you can see, cycle A is set to run in 9 hours. And then that it'll tell you the next start time. So once this 9 hours passes, it's going to run for 30 minutes on station 1 and 10 minutes on station 2, and that's all we have programmed. And as I said before, so what that program is set to is going to run on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for this example here. So that is basically how you control your temporary irrigation system by Orbit.